Shalom, Kohalayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I am Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. To you sincere, Akim, Marquath, you men are sincere. Shalom to you brothers out there pushing this truth down the highways and the byways and through the YouTube blessings, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the elect out there, listening and learning. Man, Salakia. So what you see by the title of the lesson, it's going to be kind of just a news reporting video through the spirit. I don't got no scripture set up, but I do have a video of Evite reporting on news. Might do more videos on her news reporting because she be bringing out some solid stuff from what I just been seeing on Instagram from her. But yeah, we're just gonna do that, flow through the spirit, grab some precepts, Lord willing, close it off. So before we get into that, right, of course, this video will be conducted, all right, under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976. I'm going to be using the information in this video for purposes as news reporting, teaching, and criticism. Please do not take down this video. This video also will not be monetized. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. Every time I click off, it's do this.
Domino's Pizza is closing 250 plus locations and filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Wendy's is closing 300 to 600 locations. They're also filing. Popeyes is closing 136 plus locations and they're filing for bankruptcy, mostly in Florida and Georgia. Papa John's is closing over 300 locations. Denny's is closing over 150 locations.
So do you hear all these store locations closing? So do you know what this equates to, right? This means mass unemployment. A lot of people are going to be out of a job. All right, a lot of people are going to be out of a job. Let me play this from the top, just so you can see all this stuff that's closing down again.
Domino's Pizza is closing 250 plus locations.
Domino's closing 250 plus locations, and they still putting up damn locations. So they putting up shit and closing shit down, but a lot of people are going to be out of a job.
And filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Wendy's is closing 300. Domino's Pizza.
I wonder why it's not as loud.
Domino's Pizza is closing 200.
Oh, it's just extremely loud. Let me do this. Hold on. Well, it's not loud now.
Closing 200.
Okay, so fuck it.
50 plus locations and filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Wendy's is closing 300 to 600 locations. They're also filing. Popeyes is closing 136 plus locations and they're filing for bankruptcy, mostly in Florida and Georgia. Papa John's is closing over 300 locations. Denny's is closing over 150 locations. Red Lobster is closing over 100 locations. Red Robin is closing 70 plus locations. Pizza Hut is closing 250 locations. Smoky Bones, didn't even realize they were still open. They are closing 120 locations. That means employees are now unemployed. That means they can't use their paycheck to go to the grocery store, to purchase gas. So if people can't go to the grocery store and buy.
And if we're being all honest here, if we're all being honest here, you can't even, even if you have a job right now, you can't even use your paycheck to do those essential things either, because shit costs so damn much. Either A, because shit costs so damn much, or B, because it's just simply not there. It's not available. So people hurting regardless. shit, we employed and feel like we unemployed.
Food, then the grocery stores can't buy the food from the farmers, and then the farmers
We're gonna come back to that. So I want to go get a precept just to deal with what she said. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and we're gonna go down to around about 14. We're gonna read that verse. Let's make sure that all this is good. All right, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So this is Isaiah 19, 14. Let's actually see what it's saying in a different translation. I never read it in another translation, so we're finna see. I don't like that. Let me see what the AMP is, and we're gonna, Yeah, so we could read this in the AMP, Isaiah 19, starting at 14. Yahweh has mixed a spirit of distortion within her, talking about America. All right. Her leaders have caused Egypt to stagger in all that she does. All right, now, who are your leaders? The elites, down to your presidents, your different government branches, police officers, etc. Causing Egypt to stagger. Which is America. One notable person right now who's causing America to completely stagger is your boy Donald Trump. I mean, look at how he's moving. Starting that war with Iran. Terrible move on his part. And he just keeps making worse moves. The guy is literally saying, we need to make the cost of living higher. What? I thought you campaigned on making the cost of living lower, lowering inflation, and all these sorts of things. Now you're talking about it's not high enough. You have to raise grocery prices. When you first got in office, a carton of eggs went from $4, $4 to fucking $15, $25, man. Day one, by the way. And this guy's talking about it's lucky. And this guy talking about America need to have a higher cost of living, saying America's doing well economically. He said America has the greatest economy it's ever had in history. Today. Now, he didn't say it today, but he said that in today's time. He said that sometime last year. It's like, huh? What this dude say? Is he serious? It's like you gotta look at it like, is he guy serious, man? He can't be. So it says her leaders have caused Egypt to stagger in all that she does. As a drunken man staggers in his vomit. And Egypt is staggering. Let's see what happens when you go to that word. Let's go to astray first. Say to go err, to wander, go astray, of intoxication, of sin, ethically. All right, and that it is ethically. America is not ethical at all. All right. Mislead, mentally or morally. They're doing it both ways. Seduced, out of the way, deceived. All right, so there you go. And I'm going to get this stagger word here. And it's pretty much saying the same thing. Go astray, stagger. Salakia. Yeah, it's just saying the same thing. So verse 15, there will be no work for Egypt, which head or tail, high palm branch, or low bulrush may do. All right, so there isn't any more work in Egypt. That's a part of that spirit being distorted. And when you go to Isaiah 24, it speaks about how America, all right, that the Lord has caused the spirit to cease. He took away the spirit of mirth. There we go. He's causing this place to mourn and etc. He's bringing this place to a very low level when you read Isaiah 24. And when you go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, it says the grinding shall cease. And the grinding is ceasing. That's talking about workers, employment. Look, these people are all getting booted out of their jobs. A lot of these people are working 2, 3, 4 jobs to provide for themselves and their family. And they still ain't enough. All right. Man, Salakia, man. I was doing just fine before this video started. Started doing the lesson, now I can't stop yawning. This shit don't make no goddamn sense. It do. I know why, but demons, man. But anyway, let's read that from the top. There will be no work for Egypt, which head or tail, high palm branch, or low bulrush may do. In that day, the Egyptians will become like helpless women. The spirit of being a woman, man, that's heavy coming in America, man. All right, you're going to be like helpless women, and they will tremble and be frightened because of the waving of the Lord, of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he is going to wave over them. So now these people are feeling helpless. All right, you're losing your job. No way of getting another one. You can't file for unemployment. And if you do, you ain't getting accepted. Right? Majority of Americans are just very well in a bad spot right now. And trust and believe the spot's going to continue to get worse. All right? The spot is going to continue to get worse. All right? So, yeah, man, there's no more work in Egypt. The grinding is ceasing. And call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai for that, because that's going to cause civil unrest. A lot of people to start losing their shit. Right? So anyway, I'll just go back. I lost it.
The grocery stores can't buy the closing over 300 locations. Denny's is closing over 150 locations. Red Lobster is closing over 100 locations. Red Robin is closing 70 plus locations. Pizza Hut.
Oh, that's why that. Okay, so that's how you get that. I just thought about it for some reason. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Robin is closing 70 plus locations. Pizza Hut is closing 250 locations. Smoky Bones didn't even realize they were still open. They are closing 120 locations. That means employees are now unemployed. That means they can't use their paycheck to go to the grocery store, to purchase gas. So if people can't go to the grocery store and buy food, then...
Not to mention in other countries like Slovenia and etc., these European countries, they're starting to ration gas. They're starting to ration out gas right now, where they're limiting your regular citizens to 50 liters of gas a day, which is only about 13 gallons. It's really not nothing unless you just have a little compact to mid-size sedan. It's really not even enough for a full size. You got a SUV, you're fucked. Pickup truck, you're fucked. Right? And then for those essential workers who, are maybe CDL drivers and things of that sort, or like what's that shit called? A medical carrier or something like that, you get up to 200 liters of gas a day, but that's only about 50 gallons. It's just not enough, regardless. So what you're gonna have from this, you have forced unemployment, all right, meaning employers just laying people off or firing people or closing their businesses down, as this woman is bringing out right now. And then you also have voluntary unemployment, which is voluntary, but at the same time it's still forced because they're gonna stop going to work because they can't afford to get to damn work. And not everybody can do remote jobs. So a lot of people are just gonna be shit out of fucking luck.
The grocery stores can't buy the food from the farmers. And then the farmers, they already struggling. Our farmers are going.
And yeah, the grocery stores won't be able to buy food from the farmers. All these price hikes, especially with the tariffs and things of that sort, now people have to pay more at the ports. All right. So essentially what they're going to do, they're going to raise prices, and if gas is going up, even just dealing with gas, all right, with gas increasing and spiking, well, look at it this way. That means diesel is going up, and diesel is going up. That means truckers have to pay more for gas. So if truckers have to pay more for gas, they're going to be demanding more money. And more than likely, they're not going to get it. So essentially, you're going to have what's going to come up. Truckers are going to stop driving. And when the truckers stop driving, then what? Now you don't have a way of getting these goods from the ports to the warehouses, because trucks are how you get the goods from the ports to the warehouses. And if you don't have nothing to get the good, and say if you don't have nothing to get the goods, the truck to get the goods from the ports to the warehouses, then that means you ain't gonna have nothing to get the goods from the warehouses to the ports. I mean, to the not the ports, but to the stores, to the sellers, because the truckers, they take it from the ports to the store, to the warehouses, and then they also take it from the warehouses to the stores. That's how that stuff works. So if you don't have no people who are available to drive because they're not being paid enough, and they're having to overpay on gas and etc., well then, like she was saying, the stores aren't going to be able to receive their goods. Or say the truckers are still driving, but prices are still going up on everything. Well, the stores are going to have to now increase the prices to compensate with that. And then that means what? Things just become more and more unaffordable for the working class American citizen. All this is going to lead to chaos, but it's all for one thing. For the MOTB, they're going to bring that order out of the chaos. Order ab chaos is their motto, right? So we're seeing how this is all playing out. In the back, what she was going into there, you could even hit up, I was in the right spot. You can even hit up 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter. You can start, we started 20. No. We started 22, Slakia. 2nd Esdras 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. We bring this out all the time. All right. So the full storehouses are going to be found empty, man. All right. The sown places are going to appear unsown. Now she was about to get into, which we're going to go back and play that. She was about to get into how the farmers are struggling right now, which we're going to get some precepts on that too when she speaks about it. But this is going into the farmlands. The farmlands. Sown places will appear unsown. Your farmlands, they're going to be left barren. There's nobody going to be there to till the ground. Nobody's going to be left there to till the ground. Remember, the grinding shall cease. So nobody's going to be there to till the ground. And nobody wants to go do it. Your average American citizen, they don't want to go do that shit. That's actually hard, but back-breaking work. Hard back-breaking work and you're only getting paid like $10 an hour for it. I remember going into that last year, going into the prices for that shit. I'm like, who the fuck would do this shit for this little bit of money? Like, you ain't even on a survivable wage with that shit, right? And that's back-breaking work. It's brutal, all right? So, yeah, man, and it says, so, and in the full storehouses, which are your stores, you know, hey, man, they're going to be found empty. Meaning these full storehouses, they're going into your warehouses. And if your warehouses are going to be found empty, then guess what's also going to be found empty? Your retail stores, your grocery stores, etc. They're going to be empty as well. All right? They're going to be empty also. This is going to all lead to panic buying and people becoming enemies of one another. Right? Matter of fact, when you go on, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Now, that trumpet is a representation of judgment. Judgment, man. Judgment is giving a sound, man. Judgment is here. All right? The time of calamity, which we are blowing that trumpet. We are manifesting this, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Now, everybody's going to be afraid through this, man. Every man is going to be afraid. When you go to 2nd Ezra 16, it speaks about how men will be afraid. Men going to be hiding in bushes and shit. Niggas going to be hiding behind bushes and shit. Matter of fact, what the fuck was I doing in that vision I had last week or 2 weeks ago? I was hiding behind a bush at a point, trying to duck and dodge the fucking RoboCops. But niggas going to be hiding behind there for different reasons. All right? Niggas going to be like women in that day. As Jeremiah the 30th chapter went into. Niggas gonna become like women. I don't know if it's Nahum or so, but it speaks about how America is gonna be like it's just gonna be like it's only women left. This place is done. When you go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 18, it says, men shall be afraid. And it's 15 to 17. Men are gonna be afraid. All right, men shall be afraid. So these are gruesome times that we're coming into. And it's only going to get worse. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right, so point is, man, you're going to have friends fighting against each other like they're enemies, man. Everybody going to be afraid. And guess what? Why? Well, 2nd Ezra 15:18 tells you best. For the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And it all starts here. The Lord is taking little jabs at this place before he hits him with a big right hand. He hits him with a big overhand and sleeps him. So he's just chipping away, pecking him, peppering that jab. Pop. Slip. Pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, slip, pop, duck on the pop, roll, pop. Before he come in that boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord's setting it up for the kill. You know, you average Americans, especially you 2/3, y'all don't realize that. This is all of the Lord's doing. All right, so let's go to the video. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to do this every time. So whatever.
Struggling. Our farmers are going through it. When I say them farmers, crops dying just on the vines.
I don't even know what the hell going on. Hold on.
Domino's Pizza is closed in Georgia. See, Pizza Hut closing. Check to go to the grocery store to purchase gas. So if people can't go to the grocery store and buy food, then the grocery stores can't buy the food from the farmers. And then the farmers, they already struggling. Our farmers are going through it. Take me through that. Take me through that. When I say them farmers, crops dying just on the vines. Ain't nobody pluck it.
And that's because everything's being poisoned. Esau's doing this on purpose. You have Esau literally burning up food plants, destroying them. Remember when Kill Bates was doing that shit in 2022? Nigga just destroying food plants, just destroying, burning up farmlands. Bunch of acres. Niggas talking about cows fart too much. We got to get rid of them. We got to start killing cows. No, they ain't killing the cows. They taking them into the bunkers. All the real food you eat, they taking it into the bunkers. And then while destroying some sources of food, so it could bring in a scarcity. Because that's what a famine means. Famine means scarcity. So it's all to bring in a scarcity of supplies and goods, so you Americans will suffer, and you will want to take the MOTB, man. You're gonna get to the point where you're gonna damn near beg for it. All right. A lot of people say, "I ain't taking that." They're trying to bring out a chip or something. I ain't putting nothing in my body, in my hand, on my forehead, my brain. I would never do that. All right. But then when shit happens, you're gonna be begging for it. Because you're not rooted in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so anyway.
White people ain't going out there to do it, and you know black people ain't going out there to do it. When I say thousands,
like I said, they ain't paying shit. They're not paying anything.
In
fact, we could look this up real quick. How much does an average farm employee in the U.S. make per hour? So now it's $17.50 to $19.50. But when I last checked that bitch, it was like $10. This was last year. When Trump first got in office, early last year. Let me see in Florida. See, I was seeing more of a number like this. But even then, say this is true, that's still not enough for the gruesome backbreaking work that you're doing. That's still not enough, man. All right? This is not enough. Who's going to go out there and do welding, machinery operation type of crop, who's going to do all this gruesome work? Because farming is so many different aspects to farming. Who's going to go do this gruesome backbreaking work for even $17, $19 an hour, if that's the case? Let alone 10 to 13. Who's doing that? Nobody. Fucking nobody's doing that shit. But this is done on purpose. The whole cold water people getting rid of the Northern Kingdom and shit, right? Like, who are the main ones working on those farms? Well, Northern Kingdom was, especially Issachar, getting rid of all of them though, or making them scared to go to work because a lot aren't being caught, but they're scared to go to work, so they're just not going. Leaving things unattended for, unaccounted for, and allowing crops to fail. All this stuff is a part of prophecy at the end of the day. All right, so let's go back. You gotta be fucking kidding me. What's this video?
They can't win this war. As soon as they put boots on the ground, you're gonna see the collapse of the global markets. Not just the U.S. economy, but the global markets. And now you're seeing that the veil has been lifted and everybody is starting to see the truth. The truth is getting out everywhere. Come Monday, when the market's open, if there's boots on the ground, or even if they're not, he can't manipulate the market again because we just saw him do it. So everybody's aware of what he's doing. So come Monday, you're going to see the collapse of the stock market. You're going to see the housing market crash. And global markets are going to tank. You already got the Philippines. They about out of fuel. You got Japan. They on their reserves right now. You about to see some shit, man. This is the collapse of the system. About Babylon the Great has fallen.
Where the fuck he get that from? I know you don't read the Bible, so where the fuck you learn, where you hear that from? I wonder where Jake heard that from. Where did Jake hear that from? Babylon the Great has fallen. Well, where the hell you hear that from? I know you ain't read Revelation 18, nigga. I know you didn't read that. So, where you hear that from? Oh, the prophets. But no, none of us get no credit, man. Our apostles don't get no credit, nothing. Babylon the Great has fallen. Where you learn that from, Jake? Listen, man, just because you acknowledge the Bible verse don't mean you going to be saved. All right, but anyway, that was some great information that he brought out nonetheless. All right. Why do you think they're crashing this system? They're crashing it to bring in the mark of the beast. Everything we're going into right now, everything we've been going into, the spirit's been going into this great crash. Right? This system is falling. What the dude say? Babylon the Great is falling. Yeah, it is, man. Revelation 18 and various other scriptures. Babylon the Great is falling. Or, my bad, it's fallen. This place is already finished because we already got the victory. So that means this nigga already took the L. It's just a matter of it manifesting here in the third dimension. It's already been played out in heaven. Right? So they're doing this so they could bring in the NWO, which is where everybody's going to be chipped up and the whole world is going to be under one government, one religion, all of that. This is where this place is heading. And it's actually going to reach its goal to a point before the Lord destroys it. Because like the Lord said, when you're about to fill your belly, then shall I cast the fear of my wrath down upon you. So it's actually going to meet its goal of actually getting majority of the people chipped up. Majority of the people going to be chipped up, man. And then you're going to have society operating with a bunch of people that aren't even human no more. They're hybrid beings now. Part human, part robot. And you're going to have that going on for a little period of time before the Lord completely destroys this bitch and returns. So, to an extent, we're going to actually see how that actually is going to look while we are off the grid. Because we're going to be as pilgrims upon the earth. That's 2 Ezra 16 and 40. Because we aren't going to be partakers in this shit, in Babylon's nonsense. Lord willing, we are of that number. All right, so anyway.
And you're seeing the fall of the synagogue of Satan all at one time. It's a beautiful thing.
Which the synagogue of Satan, which what he's talking about, Revelation 2 and 9 and Revelation 3 and 9, that's really going into wicked Israelites. You know, Israelites who are just wicked and sellouts and things of that sort, who claim to be in the truth, but they're really not. But you can use that to talk about the elites. Yeah, you can. Right? You can. That can be used to talk about the elites, the small hats, all that. But to clarify, to validify the scripture is talking about wicked Israelites. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna like that. That was a pretty informative video. Let's see. Let's go back to the video we were on so we can end this lesson. Let's go to it. Lessons.
150 plus through that. They already struggling. Our farmers are going through it. Take me through that.
Okay.
Take me through that. When I say them farmers, crops dying just on the vines. Ain't nobody pluck it because white people ain't going out there to do it, and black people ain't going out there to do it. When I say thousands,
the crops are left to rot because nobody's there. The grinding shall cease. How many times do we have to say this, man? Let's get it. Let's get the precept. I keep quoting it. Let's just get it at this damn point. The grinding is ceasing, man. Let me click off here. All right. Let's jump to the point. Where is that? Maybe I'm overlooking it. Anyway, we'll just start at verse 3 then. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves and become like women. You mighty men, you're all waxing like women. You're all waxing feeble. From your leader, King of Babylon, Donald Nero 47 Trump, Jay, right? All the way to your average American man, y'all are all waxing like women. All right. It says, then the grinders see. Oh, here you go. And the grinders cease because they are few, because there are few workers. Few workers, man. And let's talk about the employment. Let's take a pause on farmers. Let's talk about just the employment in general. The job market. There's been documented that there are less available jobs than there are unemployed people. So there are more unemployed people than there are available jobs. So because these jobs are few, the grinding is ceasing, man. And you have a bunch of these ghost jobs that you see online on Handshake Indeed, all that shit. These ghost jobs, they just gotta put it up just to do it. But it ain't really, they ain't really hiring. You got people putting up hiring on the damn, buildings, their companies. They're not hiring, so the grinding is ceasing. And then you got with the farming situation where we talk about right now, right? There are few farmers. So you literally got crops just out there dying because ain't nobody there to fucking farm, to till the ground, to help, to deal with the, get them, gather them, all that shit. Nobody's there to do it. So there are few farmers. So let's read that again. And the grinders cease because they are few. So, hey, man, this is all prophecy, right? It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. There you go. This is all prophecy. This place is being brought to a very low point. All right, matter of fact, it says that in the next verse. This place is being brought low. All right. And you keep reading, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And the sound of the grinding is low. Work is low. It's scarce. All right, you got a job, hold on to it, because there's no guarantee you're going to find another one. Right? It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, which is talking about when all hell breaks loose, when we're in the pinnacle of Jacob's trouble. Ain't going to be no more alarms and all that shit. When people wake up, it's going to be to the birds. Yeah. When everything collapses. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So this place is going to fall, man. This place is through. This spirit of America is being stripped completely from it. All right? All right, so anyway, let's move on. Let's go to 2 Esdras 15. And verse 13, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground, shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. Do I need to explain this? This fits directly what she's talking about right now. All right? Those that are tilling the ground, these farmers, take me through there. Ain't that what she said? Take me through there. Take me through there. That's what's happening to them farmers right now. That's what she just said, right? Well, look at what we're saying. Look what the scriptures say. They that till the ground shall mourn. Crops are being left out there just to die because nobody's going out there. There's not nobody there available to work it and go and collect it, and handle it. For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. There you go. This is all prophecy. But nobody wants to hear the mouth of the prophets, right? Everybody wants to hear smooth things. Well, when these smooth things don't take place, what are you going to do? That's the question to be asking here. What's up with this, man?
Domino's Pizza is, when I say thousands of companies that are closing and shutting the door permanently to their businesses, while AI on the other side is taking all the other businesses. Because we're now in a tech revolution. So all the data centers are taking up all the water.
That goes back to what we kind of brought out in Isaiah 19 and 14, right?
Even being recycled, it ain't even come back, ain't no dewdrops. Water, all the energy structure just was hit. So how do you think these data centers are going to run? Electric bills high, water bill hella high because of the data centers. Donald Trump said we're going to be winning so much that we're going to get sick of winning. And I just don't know when the hell that's going to start. Y'all know that 40...
Well, it won't. That's the thing. It won't. You know, y'all put too much faith in these devils, which I'm not talking about her. But that won't happen. You know, that won't happen. Only way for America to go is down. There's no going up from here. It's only down.
7 people have been unalived in the ICE detention centers. They're finding stops. They're finding them at different places, and they have no clue how they're dying. But 47 of them, and those are the ones that we know about. Underage girls are being raped in detention camps and coming up pregnant. They're raping the men. So imagine what they're doing to the women. Imagine what they're doing to the little girls. I'm just tired of talking about how evil they are.
We ain't surprised. You know, meaning the perverse spirit, right? We're not surprised. This devil get real grimy like that. He a grimy nigga. He been grimy since the start when he was the serpent. Cain, Esau, so on and so forth. The Romans, the Greeks. Now, back when we were leaving Egypt, they were the first ones to come attack us. You know, y'all been grimy. It's not surprising.
I'm really tired of discussing how disgusting they are. Like, we need to shut it down. We need a whole new set of humans. We need to get rid of the ones that are here, especially of a certain, and we need to stop.
Now everybody's coming to the conclusion that Edomites, so-called white people, are the problem. But the moment we get to saying, right, because I'm sure she saw us speaking, which she has, you know, everybody knows about the Israelites, man. You see, y'all see us speaking about how this devil's going to go into captivity. He's going to fall. There's no salvation for the Edomites. And then everybody gets to bugging the hell out. What? That's terrible. Not my God. Not my God. And things of that sort. But then you'll turn around and say something like this. But don't worry. Obadiah 1:18 is waiting for them after their 1,000-year captivity.
Over. He said, let us hear solutions. There are no solutions.
Well, there is a solution, man. Yahweh Shai, man. That's the solution. Yahweh Shai is the solution. Right? He's the solution to all things wrong with the earth right now. Yahweh Shai. The king is the solution, man. Nobody sees it that way. There's no solution. It is the king, man. And when the king comes back, everything is going to be set in order, man. The king is the solution. The king, man. The king. The king. The king. The king, man. He's the solution. He's the solution, man. There is no other way. Talking about there's no solution. No, there's one. The only one. The straight and narrow Yahweh Shai. That's the solution, man. So everything here got to fall so Yahweh Shai can come back and set everything back in order. The king is the solution, man. Not no fucking Jesus Christ. Not Yeshua. Not Yahweh. Not Javeh. Not Have, Vave, Vave, Javeh. Like the brother be saying. Yahweh Shai is the solution.
80 million plus people that voted.
80 plus million people didn't vote for Trump. He was going to get in office regardless. When are y'all going to realize these elections are rigged and controlled? All right, it shouldn't even be called an election anymore. It should be called the selection. It should be called the selection, because it don't matter who votes for who. All right, did not Hillary Clinton have the populist vote? Hillary Clinton literally had the populist vote in 2016, during the 2016 election, or the vote. Hillary Clinton had the populist vote, yet Trump still got in. So that shit doesn't matter what the American citizens do. All right, that whole electoral college shit, that's all ran by the elites. It's all paid, bought and paid for. So when you're going to realize it didn't matter who voted for who. Trump was going to be put in the office regardless. And y'all act like Kamala Harris was going to fucking do something better. What the fuck was she? All hell would have been broke loose if she got in that motherfucker. I wish she did. All hell would have broke loose. But hey, the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shaf is still giving us a cruel person, man. Donald Trump. Because Kamala Harris wouldn't have been no cruel lord, but she damn sure would have ran this bitch into the ground real quick. You know? So tell me what Kamala Harris was going to do besides allow you bitches to continue murdering children, continue committing adultery and then getting rewarded for it, and continue being out here like a slut, loose whores, man. Aside of that, what in the hell and give you moles a pillar to pillar to fucking a spot to piss in, you know, or a pot to piss in. There you go, giving you you moles a pot to piss in. There we go. I couldn't figure out the saying. But outside of those things, what was Kamala Harris gonna do? Somebody let us know.
Now, this is
You're here because of prophecy, because Yahweh Ba'Shemi Shai ordained this. That is why we are here. It has nothing to do with 80 million Americans voted for Trump. It has everything to do with prophecy.
services. You're going to need to barter food. You're going to need to train with each other. You're going to need to barter ammo probably and look out for each other. You're going to have to homeschool, especially of a certain, and we need to start over. He said, let us hear solutions. There are no solutions. The 80 million plus people that voted for Trump and wanted him in office, they got their wish. And now this is where we are. You need to barter your services. You're going to need to barter food. You're going to need to train with each other. You're going to need to barter ammo probably and look out for each other. You're going to have to homeschool. You have to create a community of people. Those are the only choices. Domino's Pizza.
Wait a minute. Those are the only choices. So it went from there is no solution to now these are the only choices. You're tripping over yourself, champ. You're tripping over yourself. A double-minded man, including women, is unstable in all their ways.
Trump and wanted him in office, they got their wish, and now this is where we are. You need to barter your services.
So you're going to have to barter your services. So things that you possess, you're going to have to barter those things. Now, barter means to trade. You go into that word barter, it goes back into trading goods, you know, a barter system. What you're going to have that happen in the Jacob's Trouble, people are going to retreat to that, you know, for a lack of better words. They're going to go to that, to doing that. Yeah, a lot of you women are going to be a major commodity of the barter system. You're going to be traded for a can of beans and peaches, bitch. Yeah. So a can of pinto beans, you can have this bitch. So give me the can of pinto beans. Yeah. Y'all going to be a big commodity in that barter system.
To barter food, you're going.
Yep, barter food. You want to trade ration food? Yeah, that's going to take place. You're going to have people coming in, robbing and pillaging you for your food and services. The barter services. Your bitch is going to have to barter that box. That's good. Y'all want to be selling your box now on Twitter and these sites and all this shit. You even got women still out there on the streets, like the bitches in GTA. You know what I'm saying? What they call them? Night walkers. So y'all want to do that now? Y'all want to sell your box on OnlyFans? You know, on what's the other app called? Telegram, IG, TikTok, Snapchat. Y'all everywhere selling that box. Well, now you're going to get your opportunity to fully expound, to see the full extent of what selling your boss can do for you, because you're going to be bartering your services.
Need to train with each other. You're going to
So you're going to have to barter your services. You're going to have to barter food, and you're going to have to train with each other.
need to barter ammo, probably.
You're going to have to barter ammo. Okay, get your guns and weaponry up. Okay, for sure. Yeah.
And look out for each other. You're going
You have to look out for each other. Right.
to have to homeschool.
You have to homeschool. Well, I don't think you're going to have a choice because the schools ain't going to be open. Everybody going to be at home trying to survive.
You have to create a community.
You have to create a community. So here we go.
Of people that, I mean, those are the only
We're going to have to create a community of people. And let's hear it.
choices.
These are the only
No
choices.
speech.
These are the only choices, she says. So where in that do you seek the Lord? Where in that do you seek to the Lord? The scriptures say the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. When do you ever think about reverting back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai? Because none of those things are going to save you in that day. Even if you got money, the scriptures say money profiteth not in the day of adversity. So that ain't going to help you. If money don't profit, all those things that you named are going to be valued like money's valued right now. Because the dollar's going to crash at that point. So the dollar's going to be of no value. But these essentials that you were naming off is going to be of value. So it's going to be viewed like money. So like you said, like the scriptures say, riches profiteth not in the day of adversity. Let's get that. All right. Yep. Proverbs 11:4, riches profit not in a day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So all these things she named off, none of it was turning to the Lord. Righteousness will deliver you from death, meaning turning to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai will deliver you from death. But riches, that's not going to profit you. It's not going to deliver you from the coming wrath. And these commodities, these essentials that she named off are going to be viewed as riches in that day. And it's not going to save you. But who can save you? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Hell, Yahweh Shai's name literally means he saves. So none of the things she named at the end is going to profit. Something about there are no other options. Well, I got one. The Lord. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's the option. That's the solution. The king. Well, this is the only way to survive. That's wrong. Yahweh Shai, again. The king. You're not going to deliver yourself from destruction. You have to be delivered by an external force. You can't save yourself, no matter how hard you try. Everybody, you got to get the bug out bags. You got to get your family up together. You got to have at least 6 months of things stored up so you can survive off that. You know, you got to build communities, stock up ammo and guns, be ready to barter your services and food. You know, none about the Lord, though. Just forget the Lord, right? Scratch the Lord out of any of the equations. That's why a lot of our people, y'all just going to die in that day. You're going to just damn die. Y'all going to just die. The Lord says, set now thy house in order, or you're going to perish in that day, roughly paraphrasing. Well, it didn't mean physically set your house up in order. It means spiritually prep. And the house starts with you. And if you have a wife and children, then it goes down to them. But it starts with you. None of these things she named at the end is going to save you in that day. See, that means you're putting trust. You're putting, man, what's that word? It's just in my head. Go not down unto Egypt for help. And you might as well equate relying on resources that are in Egypt. You might as well equate that to going down to Egypt for help. All right? You put in value You're putting this value on carnal means. What didn't the Lord say in Matthew 6, store not up treasures on earth, but store treasures up in heaven? So you're viewing, it says where your treasures are, there will your heart be also. So you think it's going to be a valuable thing in that day to have these resources when it won't. It won't profit you. And when will you just rely on the Lord? Because pursuant to Isaiah 65, it says, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. My servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be of a sorrowful heart, roughly paraphrasing. So what do we learn from that in Proverbs 11:4? When you serve the Lord, when you trust on the Lord, when you rely on the Lord, you will be protected. You will be provided for. You will have provision, the proper provision, the perfect provision. But if you want to rely on yourself and your own carnal means, you will be fucked. Proverbs 11:4 stated it best. I couldn't get it no better. I couldn't state it any better myself. You can't save yourself. Job, the 5th chapter, delivering us from 6 troubles. Yes, 7. From the famine, the plagues, the destruction. You can't deliver yourself from that. You have to be delivered from that by a divine external force. You can't do it. And if you think you can do it, the Lord is one for telling you to try it. He always will say, okay, try it. He's been about that. So you're going to try it and you're going to quickly realize, oh, fuck, this ain't work. And it's going to be too late for you. So anyway, let's go see these comments. Definitely get why God brought the great flood to reset humanity. The great reset is here. That's right. And then you had them go into Iran on the 28th of February because some were planted, some planet alignment or some shit like that. I don't remember the details, but it was basically a sign to the elites that this is a once in a century opportunity to bring in a great reset. So they went in there into Iran, knowing, because the elites fund all sides of the wars. They fund it all. So they know, they telling Iran, okay, here's how you're going to do this. All right. You're going to basically, cut America of supplies. All right. You're going to tactically or surgically, or however you want to say it, beat America. Because they're not going to beat them by raw sheer force, but they're doing it tactically, a different way. All right. Affecting America's economy. And that's purposely done because you got to bring in that great crash. And you had America go in and attack. So Iraq could do that, weaken America economically, bringing us closer to, bringing America closer to a great fall and collapse. And then while simultaneously that will bring in the NWO. You got to bring a fall before you bring in a new system. It has to fall. And Passover is in 2 days. All right, 3 sundowns from now. Tonight, tomorrow, then Wednesday. There you go. All right, so the Passover is in 2 days, man. Wednesday sundown, April the 1st, and that will officially be day number 33 since America started this war with Iran. You know they love that 33 number. They love that, all right? And it's also used as a mockery because, our big brother, he went back to the Father at 33 years old and etc. So anyway, it's a mockery, but they also use that because what is 3 plus 3? 6. They use it for that too. It's a lot goes into that number. They love that number. But anyway. Yeah, this person knows a little bit. This DJ Cut. Probably watching us. But shit's so obvious. It's like, why don't you know this stuff? the nations aren't going to have any mercy on y'all, man. Talking about we need Iran to come liberate us. The nations aren't going to have mercy on y'all. That's pursuant to the book of Isaiah. They're going to completely destroy y'all without remedy. They're not going to have mercy on the people. So you could say that, oh, no, I want them to come liberate us. And they're not going to have mercy on you. That's pursuant to Isaiah chapter 13. These nations ain't going to have no mercy on your ass, man. When Isaiah 13 was speaking about Russia blasting America, it said they won't have no mercy. So trust me, y'all won't be in mine. Y'all gonna be casualties of war. There was another word I want to use, so I'm saying that for a lack of better terms. You forgot Amazon closing all this fresh store and Amazon Go, yeah? Saying you need all these data centers because they're going to put a chip in you. They got to track all that. There's multiple reasons going into that. But anyway, I'm in this lesson off here. I do hope and pray that this is edifying to the elect. Like I said, you might be seeing this woman more often on my channel. Adoran Ratazah, she got some good news reporting. I like this video. Even though, she don't really know too much, as her suggestions for the people is to take carnal means. It's not to do something spiritually, it's to do something carnally, which we know that's not something you should do. You should do something spiritually to save yourself out of this. But anyway, nonetheless, great news reported, in my opinion. Lord willing, we'll bring out some more reports on her. Probably gonna watch a few more clips from her today. I don't know if the Lord wills it. But anyway, I do hope and pray this is edifying to the elect. I want to close giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Gadol Abadium, Lavabal, Hakadol, Yahweh, Mahar, Wahabathum. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all,